This market update is a little bit different. Normally I'm really positive, but we need to talk about the elephant in the room. Check out my video. Let's talk about inflation. I'm not a real good, these topics are going to be quite interesting. So inflation, we're going to look right at this graph and it's quite interesting. A couple of weeks ago, Keller Williams had a huge event down in Florida, and Gary Keller, it was explaining or trying to enlighten all of us as to what the market is doing and how we can explain that to you, our clients. So he took, for instance, a car, and what he did is he looked at prices back in 1989. A nice car cost $15,000, a little over $15,000. 2021, that same car cost a little over $46,000. So if you adjust for inflation, the amount of, if it gone on the same trajectory like it was going to, the actual adjustment would be that the car would be about $35,600 had it gone and not had the bumps in the middle of the time frame, right? So that would have been an increase of 30%. Gas, on the other hand, 1989, it was 97 cents. Oh, we would wish, correct? 2021, it was still $3.51. Wouldn't that be nice? But if you look at it, if that same trajectory would have happened for inflation, we should have been paying about $2.25, up 56%. Homes, quite interesting when you look at this graph. Back in '89, $94,000 was the median sales price across the United States. Remember, my second video of each month is across the United States numbers. Actual price is $346,000. That was the time, and had it been adjusted, the actual price would have been about $218,000. Still up almost 59%. Now, with inflation as far as your mortgage, what you have to pay every month, right? Inflationary, back in '89, it was $826. The 2021, the actual was just $1,455. If you would have adjusted on that same trajectory as far as inflation going, your house payment would have been $1,915, down 24%. So this is a house payment, a monthly payment that you have to make, and you have to consider your buying power. Yes, I agree, prices are up, but the buying power, you have more buying power. Being able to pay for those in that house payment each month, it looks better for you now. If you have questions, please give me a call and we'll go through it, okay? The next thing we need to talk about, just in the past 3 weeks, Russia invasion of Ukraine. Do you think that might have any type of reflection or affection of the real estate market? So let's look into that, okay? Back in January 2022, before Ukraine started, across the United States, most states were very strong in buyers traffic. There were some that were outstanding, very, very strong. But most across the United States was a strong market for buyers. We will go, and this will be a slide that we're going to look at probably more than likely each and every month and monitor if the invasion is going to affect just how much buyers want to buy homes. We'll keep you abreast of that. The months of inventory in the last 12 months, as you can see, across the United States, we are not the only one. Remember that we have about 6% of inventory Now, across the United States, we have 1.6 months of inventory. So it's just not Reno that doesn't have very many homes. We will definitely be watching this one, of course, it coincides, correct? Months of inventory for homes for sale. Going clear back to 2019, yeah, we had 3 months, almost 4 months of inventory. We've gone up and down, then the pandemic hit. January and February of last year, we had 1.9, almost 2 months. And then again, we're down to 1.6 months of inventory. So this is everything that we need to keep an eye on. Still very strong for you to be able to get into a home, only because those interest rates, as we talked about previously, are still pretty low. But that's my next slide. Building. Well, actually building. Let's look at building. What's going to happen with builders? Census Bureau went and looked at the cost. It went up 17.5% from 2020 to 2021. But the bottom bullet is the one that you really want to look at, where 2021's cost 23% higher than the pre-pandemic year of 2019. So I can only imagine, yes, we are going to continue to see those construction costs go up. Luxury market, a lot of people are going and buying a second home. They'll have their primary, and because the interest rates are so low, they're taking the money that they've made in the stock market, taking some of that out and being able to purchase their second home. This is since the beginning of the year. Year-to-date change is about 9.34%. It's gone down. Will we see more of that because of Ukraine? I'm thinking more than likely so. But we had such a huge run up last year. I'm hopeful it's not going to be a big dive, is my hope. Mortgage interest rates. This is the last bullet point we're going to talk about. Yes, they're inching up. So right now, across the United States, the average mortgage interest rate is 3.76. That is cream of the crop buyer. That is about the interest rate that they're going to get, maybe just a little bit higher. It might be closer to 4.05, only because there are overlays, is what they call it, from the person that you're getting the money from. They got to get money too, right? So it's averaging about 4%. This is what they're projecting. I like the MBA, the Mortgage Bankers Association. Had to think for a minute, but I'm agreeing more with what their numbers look like. That's what I believe that the interest rates will go as for the rest of this year. I think that we're going to be in 4.5, 4 3/4 is my thought by the end of the year. And that's still amazing. If you really think about it, 2004, 2005, we were paying 6% as a great rate. And I'm not even going to go back how far. I could go back to tell you that maybe 18 or 19% was the amount. So I know this wasn't upbeat and happy, but it's stuff that I think the both of us need to know. If you would like to, you can check out my video from last week as to what's going on in Reno Sparks, and then sign up and subscribe. You'll get a little love note from me that I've just dropped another video. Have a fabulous month.